Today, I'm going to go over one of the 3 essential items you'll need when you're at the beginning stages of planning for your new website. Let's talk about domain names. We'll uncover everything you need to know to make informed decisions for your website when it comes to what a domain name is, where to get one, and my tried and true method for choosing the right domain name for your specific needs. I'm excited to talk to you today about a topic that sometimes trips up my clients at the beginning stages of planning a website: domain names. Let's get into it. What is a domain name? A domain name is essentially your website's address on the internet. It's what users type into their browsers to go to your website. So some examples of domain names are www.google.com, www.youtube.com, etc. So if somebody says, "What's your website?" they're actually talking about your domain name. If they say, "What's your web address?" that's your domain name too. It's as simple as that. Your domain name is your website name. Now, there's a very technical side to all this, but it's really not important for most people to learn, whose priority is to get their website up and running versus learning the ins and outs of the tech side when it comes to DNS, IPs, name servers, and so on. So let's move on. Where do I get my domain name? Great question. You'll buy your domain name from a domain registration company or a web hosting company. I always recommend using a known company, particularly because they'll offer competitive rates which serve my clients best. Those companies often tend to have established customer service reps available if you should need that down the line. Forbes.com recommends these top 5 companies, and I have to agree. I've had good experiences with all of them. Whichever company you choose will have a search box feature where you can input your domain name and see if it's available for purchase, or like in most cases, if you have to tweak the name because your top choice is already being used. That brings us to our last point. How do I choose the right domain? One of the first things to consider when choosing a domain name is its length and memorability. Short and catchy domain names are easier for people to remember and type into their browsers. Next up, let's talk about domain extensions. While there are many options available, such as .com, .net, .org, .biz, .com is often the most popular choice. People tend to remember .com domains more easily and may automatically type it in when searching for your website, leading them to someone else's. However, that doesn't mean you should completely overlook other extensions entirely. You have to do what suits your needs best. Now for the nitty-gritty between a branded domain name such as calvinklein.com and a keyword-heavy domain name such as minimalistshirtsandjeans.com. While branded domain names can build brand recognition, keyword-rich domains can improve your website's search engine optimization, meaning people will be able to actually find your website on the internet. That's where my tried and true method for choosing a domain name comes in. To strike a balance, consider using the best of both worlds approach. The goal is to create a domain name that incorporates your brand while also containing relevant keywords. Okay, so here's what you can do. Grab a piece of paper and a pen and make 2 columns. One column for your brand names and the second column for your keywords. Then draw lines from one column to the other and read the names out loud to see how they roll off the tongue and fit the goal of short and catchy. Here's an example. Let's say you're a therapist. Part of your brand is you, right? You're providing the service and your name should be out there. But since you're just starting out, nobody will know to type your name in to Google to get your services. So in this case, you want to choose a domain name that also includes a keyword that anyone looking for your services will likely type into a search engine to find your services. So if we use the 2-column method, it will look something like this. Donna Jean Smith is a social worker, a therapist who specializes in trauma therapy in New York City. So her name is the brand, Donna Jean Smith. In an ideal world, she could have donnajeansmith.com as her main domain name, but since she's relatively unknown at the moment, we can't use that name, and we have to find something that's a little more keyword-centric. So let's write down our brand name options. We have Donna Jean Smith, Donna Jean, Donna Smith, D Smith, DJS, DS. A lot of different variations of the same name, just to see what can flow best. Next up, we're going to write down the keyword options. So she's a therapist, therapy, social worker, trauma specialist, trauma therapy, and the location's New York. So keeping our goal in mind that we're trying to think of something that is short and catchy, but also includes the brand name and a keyword. Let's draw some lines. Okay, so the final 3 options I've chosen are DJS, trauma therapy, D Smith therapy,
and DJS Therapy New York.
Once you've figured out some possibilities for your domain name options, take the list to the domain name registry or hosting company website and type them in to see what's available. And hey, if you really can't decide, you can buy more than one and make the branded domain name the primary domain and the keyword-heavy domain name the secondary domain name, both leading to the same website, both working, both advantages. At the end of the day, choosing the right domain name is crucial for your website's success. It's essential in being found in the vast abyss that is the internet, and it's the first thing people see when they visit your site, so you want to make it count. I hope this video makes things a bit more clear. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below, and if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tips and tricks on all things web related. See you in the next one.